So the general consensus is to go with the 3 light bulbs. So that's what we're going to do, although I really did like the lanterns. We are Susie and Rolls. That's short for Roland, by the way.
Enchanté.
Follow our lives renovating a 15th century chateau and citadel. Together with our rescue fur babies, Big Baxter, Mad Max and little Lexi, our beaver. We thought we'd give you an update on our little dove, on name suggestions, and the favourites so far are Paloma,
Florence,
Snowy,
Lucky,
Faith,
Fluff.
and there's a clear favourite.
There is a clear favourite, one front runner,
Yeah.
which is
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. Which I suppose it's a good opportunity to explain that one now. That was the suggestion of Evangeline, our 11-year-old granddaughter.
I'm not sure the white dove and butterscotch goes well.
Well, fortunately, the white dove won't know anything about it, so unless you can come up with something better than butterscotch, looks like Evangeline's got it.
And just an update on her. Her tail feathers are growing back.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quick they grow.
Really quick.
They're about an inch short of her wing feather tips now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just let her have a fly around the kitchen because I cleaned her out, so
Yeah.
she could stretch her wings.
Getting a bit of exercise, so she seems happy enough. She makes a strange noise.
It sounds like a
Cockerel.
cockerel. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a boy.
Maybe she was homed with a cockerel and some chickens or something, because you suspect she's tame.
Well, they're the white ones. You see them for sale in the
Yeah.
garden centre.
Garden centres, etc.
And they're domesticated.
Yeah.
And if you set her free, she'd be like a target because she's white.
Yeah.
Because we had a white dove before and the hawk got it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But she's a ringneck dove,
Yes.
so...
Possibly called butterscotch. We'll let you know on that one.
So while Rolls had the spray can out, the gold spray can, I got him to spray the bathroom key gold.
Welcome back. Lovely day again. Nearly 20 degrees it's going to be today. 19, 20 degrees. Not bad. What is it? Friday 11th of November. So, yeah, still shorts and t-shirt weather. So, might as well take advantage. As you've seen, I've taken off these doors. That was a bit of a pain. It took me nearly 2 hours to dismantle all that. The frame, I never had any intention of keeping that frame. In fact, I laughingly call it a frame. It was just various pieces of wood nailed and screwed, and in some places wasn't even attached to anything, you know, just flapping around. So I've decided I'm going to start again with the frame. I've found some wood in the barn which I've just had to put through the table saw and size it up. I'm going for a slightly narrower frame. Couple of reasons really. A, that's the wood I had, so I couldn't go for the same size, but I didn't want to anyway, because in the corner where that cupboard meets the pantry, it's a bit cluttered. So I'm just trying to reduce the size of the frame a bit, just to free up that corner a little bit, just from aesthetics really. Not a practical reason for doing it, it's just aesthetics. So I'm going to get the frame up. I'm just measuring the gap I need. So I can put the frame up. I've treated it for woodworm because there's some sign of woodworm in that wood. It's not active anymore, but I've treated it. So I'm going to have to fill a few little woodworm holes, but nothing major. I want to get the frame up, get a coat of the paint on it, get an undercoat and colour a coat of the parchment on. Get the hinges on the frame because it's easier if I put the hinges on the frame and then fit to the door. I always like doing it that way, but you know, there's always more than one way of doing a job. Some people might like putting the hinges on the doors first and whatever. So yeah, that's today's task. Yeah. Right, I'm just working out before I put the frame together and up, just the spaces. I've put space between the top door and the bottom door. There's a space underneath. and I've allowed for a space above, then I can mitre that off. Perfect. Okay, hinge time. So I'm going to work out where my hinges are going to go. And then when I fix this frame, if I'm really clever, I'll be able to actually hide a couple of the screws behind the hinges. So now there's no rule regarding how you space these things, but what I generally do is try and find the halfway mark, and because I've got two hinges, I'll then put the hinge halfway between the top and the halfway mark, and therefore they might be nicely spaced, but you never really know until you place them there. So 111, so that's 55 and a half, which is roughly here. Just double check that. Yeah, 55 and a half. 55 and a half by 2. 25, 26, 27, 27 and 3/4, I reckon. Which is somewhere around there. And then 27 and 3/4 is somewhere around there. Like a bigger gap. So that's 1 and that's 2. So there'll be that size gap at either end and then a slightly larger one in the middle, which I think is a nice space. The other way of doing it is you split the areas into 3 and then put them there, so they would probably close up there. There's no rule, it's whatever you feel. I quite like them there. That's where they're going. Now, whilst we're on the subject of these lovely gold hinges, one or two people suggested that actually gold hinges aren't appropriate in a rustic kitchen, a rustic setting. Well, you might be right, you might be wrong. Doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, we're going to try it, and if they don't work, we'll repaint them something else. But we're quite happy. And as you've probably worked out by now, Susie loves her gold. But of course, when you think about a kitchen, rustic or not, you're going to have modern things in there. You're going to have your fridge freezer, your ovens, your hobs, your food mixers, kettle, whatever. So there's no real rule that says you can't have rustic gold hinges. You know, we're trying to put a bit of colour in there and a bit of contrast, because the cupboard's going to be a parchment colour, which you've seen before. The walls are going to be something similar, but enough for there to be a contrast. And then, of course, we've got to look at ways of putting colour in the place. So, you know, we've got some lovely red appliances, such as the food mix I just mentioned. So there'll be splashes of colour around, and this will just be another splash of colour. We think it'll work. You know, I'm not going to get too fixated by this rustic thing, but it is going to look rustic no matter, but doesn't matter about the odd little detail. Not in my opinion, anyway. And if you really feel strongly about it, then you can tell Susie, because I'm certainly not. So, where are we going today, honey?
We're just off to Poitiers Airport. I'm doing a fleeting visit to the UK. Haven't been back for 2 years now because when we arrived here we had lockdowns and then we moved and out the rental place we were staying in, and then I got ill, so I've missed 2 Christmases. So I'm looking forward to going back and lapping up the Christmas atmosphere.
Yeah, you've always enjoyed that. You missed out, haven't you?
So the first year we couldn't do it because of lockdown, and last year I couldn't do it because I was in hospital for 7 weeks. So it's my sister's special birthday next week, so I'm doing a fleeting visit to Hertfordshire.
And I think if I'm correct, this is the first time you've ever been to Poitiers for non-medical reasons, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And you're just flying out.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, but I'm feeling a bit anxious because I haven't flown for 7 years.
That'll be fine.
But yeah, I was worried about going through the wrong gate, but apparently there's only one gate there. It's like a shed.
You'll be fine.
There's nothing else there.
No, it's just one building. There's an in and there's an out. That's it.
And one plane.
One plane at a time. Right, well, just got back. Susie will be waiting to board her flight. Bless her. She, I don't think she wants to go, if I'm honest. She didn't seem very keen.
Hi Charlotte, it's Mum. I'm really looking forward to seeing you. I'm really excited.
No. Bless her. I'd like to say a really big thank you to Alexa. She bought us some coffees this week. She said, I love you guys, treat yourselves to a night out. And she bought us quite a lot of coffees actually. So Alexa, thank you, you're a star. And we love you too. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm happy. I think that's come up really nice. I think gold works. Yeah, I've left them open because we've still got fresh paint going on in there, so I don't want to actually shut them together. I've got to do another coat on this part, on the trellis part, but I've painted all it needs with 3 coats, so I don't have to mess around the hinges. So yeah. I'm happy with that.
Enchanté.